Sorry. From Julie. Woo! Julie. Do you have a separate personal and photography Instagram account, or do you have them on the same page or combined?
Funny enough, this kind of goes to what we were just talking about. If you do not have the energy, time, or desire, do not make two Instagram pages. I personally do. I have one for me.
I personally do as well.
I have one for me, and I have one for my business. Let me tell you this. I don't even have one for my business. Let me tell you, this is what I realized. I
got choked on the energy drink. I probably
Sorry,
shouldn't
Julie.
be drinking it.
Probably not. So let me put it like this. If you do not have the time, you don't have the energy, you don't want to deal with it, don't do it. I personally, I have one that's for me where I act ignorant on. I have fun. I talk my shit. Then I have one for my photography, which is only photography. I don't even post on it all the time. Sometimes I just literally schedule out pictures and I leave them there. And then I always would check on it and comment on it, and comment and respond back to people and thank them for showing up. But, back in the day, I used to say, oh, I'm gonna create one for my business because, it's important. And I want it to all be business related. But what happens is you feel bad because you don't have time to go back on there and check. You don't have time to go back on there and say, yo, all right, let me make sure that everything is correct and looking right and is correct. And let me make sure I'm engaging on there. And then you engage on there on one Wednesday and you don't come back for 2 more weeks. And it just becomes too much. However, so for me, I got rid of that in photography. And what I did is I just created another one that I only display photography, no ignorant stuff, no fun stuff. And really, it's just there because I know some people just want to follow me just simply for pictures. They don't care about the funny shit. They don't care about nothing else. They don't want to see when I'm on vacation. They just want to see dope pictures. So keep that in mind. But if you don't have the time, don't do it. Just keep it going.
That's funny because my cousin just asked me this. She was like, have you ever thought about combining your personal and your business page? I said, well, I thought about just doing it when I started it, but I didn't want to overwhelm my personal page with a whole lot of motivational stuff at once. Because then I feel like people gonna unfollow you, get lost, be like confused, like what is your purpose here? Because if I post something motivational and then post a TikTok, if it's not related to
your titties. Oh, never mind.
People might just get confused. I was like, so I personally made 2 separate ones for me.
Yeah.
So follow me, KSS7 _
Donations.
I donated.
Donation.
Inspirade donated.
Next question.
Anyway.
She did.
I did.
She did donate. Shout out to all our sponsors.
Inspirade did.
Inspirade
It wasn't
did.
Key.
Okay.
All right, next we got Jason I don't know if this is a Gavin era. You ever
It's not.
excuse me. Have you ever submitted your work to a publication? Any tips or suggestions?
I have. My first publication I ever submitted to was Fuse Magazine a while back. Long time ago. I probably had just maybe moved into this house, so probably like 7-something years ago. Submitting to a publication is super cool. The only tip I can give you is figure out what they're looking for. Reach out to their marketing team. Reach out to, first of all, view the magazine. A lot of people reach out to you and be like, hey, we're accepting publications. Send us some work. And then you kind of just look at their work and go, all right, cool. And it's not there. They're not going to use it. I'm going to skip the make sure it's good. I hate when we watch stuff online and you're just like, oh, I'm trying to grow my Instagram, my business Instagram. It's like, oh, create content. Like, yo, shut up.
That's exactly what people keep saying too.
It's like, bro, duh. I'm going to be consistent and I'm not going to put out some shit that I think is shit. I'm literally, if it's shit, it's the sad part about it. If I put out shit, I think it's good. So we passed that. So anyway, so it's not that, but I'm going to skip the whole, make sure it's good, make sure it's high quality, make sure it's clear. But also look at what they really are looking for. What?
That's the face you made.
Oh, sorry. Like you really got to make sure because when I submitted to Fuse Magazine, it was cool. It was fun. I sent them some pictures. They accepted it. I noticed they had an issue. So Fuse magazine is like a boudoir. I'm gonna call it boudoir. It's a boudoir implied in sometimes nude magazine, but it's all high quality images. I would say it's not Playboy. I've never actually seen a Playboy magazine, so I can't even lie here. But it's Imagine what I think probably is in Playboy. There's stories, there are people commenting, there's interviews. They had an issue where they didn't have women of color. Not a lot. You can literally go through magazine spreads and the only woman of color is a white girl that's a brunette. You know what I'm saying?
That's not a woman of color.
Exactly. That's my point. So I submitted a woman of color. Shout out to my homegirl Ashley, wherever you are. And it went straight in. It was cool. And my only issue with Fuse at that time and any other publication, I'm not submitting to your publication and having to pay for the issue that I'm in. That's bullshit. And they know people are gonna pay, right? Because it's like, yo, and I take that back. I was in another publication and they sent me a coupon code where the only thing I had to pay was shipping. And I respect that. But paying full price for a magazine that I helped create and I'm not making no money off of all the issues you sold, I'm not doing that shit anymore. So anyway, please go through their feed, go through past magazines. Sometimes if you go on magcloud.com, you can find like their old issues and kind of just see what they're going for, what they're looking for, and then just try to be unique. And if you can, send in a story with your work or whatever. But there you go. That's my tips and suggestions.
All right, take that in, Jason. Take it in. Yeah. Sound like a commentator.
Funny enough, I submitted to a magazine. Same thing. This is when I was really like trying to figure out boudoir was the way to go.
Boudoir. And
I realized, shout out to episode 69. Then I realized like there's not enough money in it, but whatever. Anyway, I submitted to a magazine, and they sent me back. They was like, yo, these some nice pictures. Shorty looked too young. They was like, no.
But she look like a 12-year-old or something?
She did. And the sad part is, and I didn't really check the mag. Because I had got into their online publications, but the girl I did, she wore like this. She didn't even have boobs. She does now, but she didn't have them then. But she had a nice push-up bra, so it kind of looked like she had boobs. And then so I sent them this girl who had none, and they were like, "Yo, that's not what we going for." They was like, "Yo, she looks too young." They were like, and all these magazines, they make you submit the model's ID. And so they knew that she was over 21. They were just like, no, she looked like her age should be reversed. And they were like, no, we're good on it. So it sucked. And nothing was worse than me having to tell that girl that. I had to text her and email her back and be like, yo, I submitted to this magazine, but they said no. She was like, really, why? And I was like, yo, they said you kind of look really, really young, even though you were old enough. She was like, yeah, I've been getting that a lot.